No kids. Spotify staff leak Meg's unedited podcast recording exposing she faked pregnancy. Speaking on the latest episode of Archetypes, Meghan Markle gave royal fans an update on her two little ones. The 41-year-old, also mum of 3-year-old son Archie, revealed that the birth of Lilibet, who is now 16 months old, changed her perspective of the world. She is a year and a couple of months old, and Archie is just over 3 years old, Meghan said. Oh, I'm in the thick of it, toddling. I'm sure it will only get more chaotic as they get older, she said. In the podcast, the Duchess also sits down with friend Sophie Gregoire Trudeau, a retired television host and wife of Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, to discuss the pressures women face when it comes to being a mother, wife or partner, and the way society places limitations on what that should look like. Introducing Trudeau, whom Meghan met while living in Toronto 7 years ago, she said she, Trudeau, knows what it feels like to be a mum and a partner, and specifically a mum and a partner in the public eye, and also how crushing the guilt of expectations can become, the guilt that we feel as mothers or as women. In the podcast, the friends discussed the guilt that mothers and women often feel, with Trudeau adding, at times it is self-imposing. I think we've learned to self-impose it, Sophie added. A little girl is not born feeling guilty for being a girl. I belong to the people who have strong doubts that there is a child called Archie living with them in LA. So far, the most plausible hypothesis for me is that she does exist but was born to a surrogate who kept him after his birth. It would explain a lot of things. Why they never take him out, why nobody ever sees him, the strange way they talk about him and why they never show pictures of him. On the other hand, the Queen and the rest of the royal family confirm his existence. But apart from that, they have nothing to say about him. Just like, yes, he exists. Did these photos of Archie change everything? Are these the ultimate proof that Archie does live with Meghan and Harry, who for some obscure reason hide him the whole time? In addition, royal fans have gone so far as to say that there may be no Archie or Lilibet at all, accusing the Sussexes of using lifelike baby Joels during rare public appearances with their children. Someone said on Reddit that she talks like a woman who doesn't have kids, or doesn't really like the fact that she has kids. Maybe both. But what? You can't be both! I'm child-free, and I find that whole podcast sort of gaslighting women who don't have kids. Yes, she talks like she doesn't have kids, or doesn't like the fact that she has kids. But she keeps playing up her motherhood and how hard it is for her, and tried to drag other mothers into her negative fest. I think, yes, society can be harsh towards women as mothers or as parents more than towards men. I don't think raising a child is easy at all. But if one makes a choice to have kids, then one better do a good job of it, because it's another human being we're talking about. I feel like, again, the whole episode is about, I'm a mother, so don't judge me, me. Judge people as human beings and not labels like wife or mum. But she's the one who constantly labels herself as such. You don't see her talking herself as a daughter-in-law, daughter to Thomas, sister to her siblings, and perhaps aunt to her nephews and nieces. The implication is always that because motherhood is hard, good/bad mum stereotypes are oppressive. Then being a mother is by default virtuous. I feel offended because child-free women tend to be viewed negatively by default a lot of the time, and she is perpetuating it, in my opinion. Sometimes I wonder, does Nutmeg have some weird magic touch, or does she drink fairy tears or something? I wonder it every night before I go to bed. I'm like, does she have magic, or is it the fairy tears? But her words was really exposing the mystery behind whether she really is a mother or not.